Welcome, everybody, to this week's show. This is the Yukon Comp, this NBA Trading Card Podcast. I'm your host, Russell Gibson, and this week we've got Sean Conway, who is a self-described card enthusiast and professional comedian. Sean, welcome to the show.
Hey, Russ, what's going on? We're here
Not much,
to
man.
brag about my cards.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
is the first time I get to do it.
Yeah, let's talk all things cards. So I think we should thank the LeBron James of comedy for the hookup. So thank you very much, Kyle. Yeah. And
it was weird. We went to I forget there's like a big card festival here in Perth in January. And we went there, and he was like a minor celebrity. Apparently, all like the NBA card enthusiasts all follow like the king of comedy, LeBron James, Cole Legacy. So,
is that true?
Yeah, they all got photos with him and said, "Oh, you're Cole Legacy," and he's like, I think he owes me for making him feel like a bigger star than he is. No, it was good. It was a good time. Real good vibe.
Why don't we just kick off straight with that then? Tell us about your experience at the card show. What was the name of the card show and how it all went down?
Geez, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's the regular one at Perth. They have it at like Claremont Showgrounds maybe every quarter. Very heavy onto like the Pokemon stuff. Yeah, a lot of NBA stuff, a lot of UFC stuff, which was cool. He's been chilling there for an hour, just minding his own business. And the second we go online, he's attacking the camera. So
excellent.
Yeah, I'll try to find that out for you. I want to say Hoop. It wasn't Hoop Fest. I'll figure it out later.
On this show, the details aren't important. It's more about the story. So yeah, just tell us about your experience at the card show and what your observations were. Yeah.
Oh, it was really good vibe. It was they brought out like a lot of TikTok celebrities for like the Pokemon side, and they had the way it was set up. They had all the card stores, and in the middle they had like a stage, and all the kids would watch like these Pokemon TikTok subscribers. So yeah, it was first time there, so it was a real good vibe. So
yeah, if it's your first time at a card show, I think it's quite either confronting or surprising for people because generally there's a lot of people there. And there isn't that expectation that you're going to be sort of shoulder to shoulder packed in around these tables. So that can be like a bit, some people find it very daunting and some people are like, this is a really cool vibe. In the last 3 years, we've had an exponential growth of card shows in Australia. So hearing that you've had this experience far west, because I always consider sort of Perth, a baby city compared to say Sydney or Melbourne, even.
Yeah,
I mean, it's smaller than Adelaide, probably realistically, but it's great to hear that.
Let's not just start saying mean shit to each other, bro. We're bigger than Adelaide.
I don't know. I think Adelaide has picked up the last couple of years, man.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. We probably tax everything 10 times more but we're good. We're getting there. But the weird thing was, the reason why I went to Nashville in October, and I went to a card show there because before I flew out, right. I'll tell you the story. So I think I've shown you the card, the LaMelo Ball card. You know the LaMelo Ball card that I sent you?
This one here.
That one. Yeah. Yep. So that one.
This is a post-recording edit. Go to Instagram to see Sean's cards. Click on the blank slate of SGA. Back to the show.
That was like a redemption card through Panini.
Cool.
And like during COVID, during COVID and just after COVID, I got into online breaks where it's like, loved it, That's how I got into mainly just gambling addiction was how I got into like basketball cards. And I got a redemption for a rookie card he plays for the Pacers from the Kings.
Tyrese Haliburton.
Tyrese Haliburton. Yeah, so I was meant to be a Tyrese Haliburton. And then I flew to the States last year. So the redemption was from 2001. I got the redemption card in 2001, sent it off. And then in October 2025 last year, they finally sent it out. And then this was the card that they sent, a 1-of-1 LaMelo Ball signed rookie card. So
they replaced the Haliburton with a LaMelo Ball. Is that?
Yeah, because it was meant to be the Kings. The Kings, and for whatever reason, I think they give you the option if like we don't have that card, we'll send you one of like equal value. So I'm pretty happy with the LaMelo Ball. So that's
I'm surprised they gave you that because generally they'll like screw you over a little bit. That actually sounds like a pretty fair trade. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing with this is, so there's a card very similar to this that someone put, and I'm just going based on like eBay sales, and it was like $1,500 for the 1 of 50 of this, and then it was like $1,500 for the 1 of 50, and then like 500 for the 1 of 100, whatever. And I've got, this is a 1 of 1. And I'm like, shit, I'm sitting on a gold mine here. And I took it to the States. I went to a card show in Nashville. And because it's a black box edition, it ended up being like $1,500. So I was sucked all the dreams of like having a $50,000 basketball card.
Yeah.
But $1,500 is still nothing to turn your nose up at.
So on the back, did it have a sticker and did it say white box 1 of 1? Is that what it was?
Black box.
It said black box. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, right. Yep. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, so
1 of 1 black box 2025. So
yeah, that's cool. I mean, we can talk about this concept. So they have the 1 of 1s that they put into the sets, and then they make these sort of extra 1 of 1s that they'll put in to basically fill redemption. So the reason why the price is much lower is because generally collectors don't consider them to be true 1 of 1s. They're more. And then the other thing that's a little bit unclear too, what Panini do with these is they don't tell you how many of these white box 1 of 1s or black box 1 of 1s that they do make. So I actually haven't seen that many black box 1 of 1s. Generally, you'll see a white box 1 of 1. So it actually might be worth, looking into. And that $1,500 offer that you had.
So that was USD. So it's what like a. Yeah,
but still, that's an offer, right? So that's just that person's opinion of what they'd be happy to pay that for you. So you might find someone else that will pay less than that. You might find someone else that will pay more for that. So that's the other tricky thing when it comes to 1 of 1s, man. It's super hard to actually work out the value. So do you want to tell us more about the Perth experience, or do you want to talk to us about the Nashville card show? Where do you want to go with this?
Well, we can do both. The Nashville one was very epic. Like it was two or three like major convention floors, but because they've got baseball's like a bigger card show over there than basketball. So and it's a bit more. It was different because it was like half memorabilia, like a lot of selling basketball jerseys and baseball jerseys and baseballs and all that stuff. But what was cool, and I don't think we're still probably a few years away from having it, is because they do like the live rips at these shows. But in the middle, they had a PSA judging thing. So you pull out like a $1,000 card, you can go straight to PSA at the venue and get the card graded there and then. So it's like not out of the air for longer than like 2 minutes. So that was a cool experience. Yeah.
That's the thing about America, isn't it? It's like, as the saying goes, like everything's bigger in Texas. Like, everything over there is just insane. I even just enjoy going to Walmart's over there and just walking through the.
Dude, I did comedy in Bentonville for the Big Diamond Comedy Festival, which is like the home of the Waltons. So it's a whole city created by Walmart, and it's insane because it's if you ever see like a Hallmark movie, this is what the town looks like, and it's like beautiful, like straight off like a movie set, but then. The KKK is like half an hour away. Like it's the most lopsided society you've ever seen.
Yeah, right. So who lives in this Walmart city?
A lot of Walmart employees. So it's like all the head honchos at the top level. But you go there, there's like the Hallmark, the Walmart museum, and then it's like weird fake facade. So it's like the old timey American town, but like behind it is like all this super high technology thingamabobbity, so it's a very cool town. And the festival, Big Diamond Comedy Festival, is like amazing. Like it's the coolest festival I've been to.
We just don't have stuff like that in Australia, do we?
No, not really. But it's just weird that this was like such a I'd never heard of Bentonville before this festival. Yeah. And get there and it's the coolest place that it was one of the coolest cities that I went to. So yeah.
Like Kappa Flapper does this joke about going around to different suburbs in Australia, and he sort of points out basically like the rundown shopping malls. Have you seen the jokes he does about that?
Yeah, and he mispronounces the name of the town.
Yeah, and then in America, so instead of having a rundown shopping mall, they've got like a full city that's made for Walmart. It's just such a I don't know where they get the money to do this stuff over there too. Like, there's so much money being spent in America. It just seems like on the weirdest stuff.
Yeah, well, Walmart owns everything pretty much, so they're going to have money for the next millennia. So, but yeah, it was cool. And that was the thing with you were saying everything's like bigger in Texas. Nashville's not exactly a major card like city. Like it was just a small card city. And this place was like 3 convention floor, and like with the Perth one had like you had decent space in between everything, but the Nashville one was just on top of each other. It was that one was a lot. What would you say before? It was intimidating going into these card shows. The Nashville one was these people were like the real deal, where the Perth one was a lot more laid back and more shopper friendly, I would say, rather than feel like you were going to get ripped off.
Yeah. Can we compare the two shows and talk about what stock was for sale? Because you mentioned at Perth there was a lot of Pokemon being sold. And then in America, you mentioned there was a lot of baseball. So was it baseball, NBA, and memorabilia? And what about TCG and Pokemon? Was there much Pokemon for sale in Nashville?
To be honest, I don't really remember. All I remember was they had about 2 or 3 major floors, like big convention floors. But one of the floors was just the buy and trade, or the swap and trade floor. And then the other one was like just the more packs and the ripping and like the social media side of card fandom. So, but I think where we were, it was probably on the other side, but I think it had like major chunks. So there was like the basketball section, the UFC section. There was one, I remember there was a Hugh Jackman card for like $1,500, and it was, they had everything, you know. I don't know if you've seen like the celebrity random cards where you could get like a signed Hugh Jackman card or an Al Capone card, and it's like just all the niche random stuff.
Yeah.
It was. I think you'd lose your mind over that. Like it'd be cool to go to like a New York one or an LA one. It'd just be chockers.
I'd love to go to the LA one because I love LA full stop. It's just the weather's always beautiful there. I love the food. There's so much activities to do. And now because the first time we went to LA, we didn't hire a car. We went around on public transport and Ubers, and that was just an absolute nightmare. I will never catch a bus in LA again. The second time we went back, we hired a car, and it was just a completely different experience. Like, it's easy to drive around LA. There's lots of parking everywhere, and everything's very spread out, so it's really difficult to travel around. And it was just amazing. Did you go to the Burbank card shop when you went to LA?
No.
That's just insane.
Well, it was weird because I stayed in Burbank a few years ago, but no, I never went to the Burbank card shop. The only separated card shop I went to was in Alaska, and I did the Alaska Before You Die Comedy Festival out there, and they used to be sponsored by like all the weed dispensaries because weed's legal in Alaska, so all the comedians got vouchers for all these weed dispensaries, and at one of them there was like a card shop next door, and I imagine this is what card shops were like in the 70s. You know, you walk in there, it smells like stale and cigarettes, and you just go there. They're all like poo brown. All the cards are just like cooked from the cigarettes. I wouldn't buy anything there, but it was a cool vibe just to like almost time travel back to the 70s. Yeah,
I can't believe the proliferation of those weed shops. Like when you go to Brooklyn now, it just seems like every second shop is a weed shop.
I don't know where you stayed in LA. The Venice Beach was the same when I went there.
Like, we didn't go to Venice Beach. No.
Yeah.
Is that going to happen in Australia, that every second shop, instead of being a smoke shop, it's just going to be a weed shop? Is that the future?
The way everything's going, they just pop up for a day and then someone's going to burn it down. So same with tobacco. So we might have the marijuana wars. That would be something else.
Even restaurants are being hit in my area too. It's insane what's going on. I would hate to be a proprietor of a restaurant or bar at the moment.
Yeah. What are you Melbourne or Sydney?
We're in Melbourne. I live about 3 streets away from Chapel Street, which is where the nightclubs are. And there's been 5 arson attacks in the last probably 6 or 7 months.
Is that purely crazy. Like the tobacco stuff? Or?
Well, initially, me and my buddies were sort of joking. We thought it was like insurance claims. They wanted to burn down the place so they could get some money back. But maybe that was partly true. But then it seems like recently it's about the illegal sort of alcohol market that they're trying to push through. And
we're living in the new Capone era, I guess. Like all the prohibition and stuff, because they just rated a bunch. I don't like to, but I vape every now and again. And like I remember, I started around Fringe in January. I reckon it's gone up like $10 every month since January, and now they're like $80 a vape when they used to be like 20.
Is that because they removed all the illegal ones? Because again, they did raids on Chapel Street recently where they got rid of all the illegal ones, and now only particular places are supposed to sell them or something like. Is that why that's happened?
Yeah, allegedly, but it's well, I think the big issue was these guys were making like $50,000 a day and then getting fined $10,000 a month. That's why it kind of all blew up. They were just making an absolute hand over fist.
Yeah, right.
And but I don't know. It's probably for the best. I need to quit the vape anyway, so.
It's time for our next commercial break. Please don't skip through this ad. Neon trading cards are keeping our lights on. And don't forget, our content is 100% non-paywalled. So if you enjoy our content, please support our sponsors. Thank you to Neon Trading Cards for your ongoing support. Head to neontradingcards.com where you'll find a huge array of breaks. Soccer, NBA, MLB, F1, AFL, NRL, WWE, and Marvel. Find Neon Trading Cards on Whatnot. Neon is the exclusive home of the Lucky Card Co. Repack Products, Australia's leading multi-sport repack company. Neon is also a Topps and Fanatics direct breaking partner. This week on Whatnot platform, soccer releases are coming out of the woodwork. It is soccer release time. Get onto the website. There is a huge array of soccer releases. Also, when you head down to any of the trading card stalls in your local state and area, always go to Neon first. They are buying heavy. You will get the best deal from any dealer. All sports, non-sports, just make sure you head down to Neon first. Neon have also just launched their official second channel, Neon Trading Cards Plus. On the Plus channel, soccer, MLB, F1, AFL, NRL, WWE, UFC, and Marvel will be featured. Meanwhile, the main Neon Whatnot channel will run NBA breaks and the Lucky Card Co. repacks. Get in, get ripping, and don't miss out. Neon is where the action is. And we're back, and we're going to keep talking about Kyle Legacy. I'm actually going to see Kyle Legacy's show this Saturday night, so...
Why bother? I love Legacy. No,
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be super cool.
In Melbourne?
Yeah.
Whereabouts is that? Is that like the Comics Lounge or something?
I think so. It's in Port Melbourne somewhere. I generally will look up the details of where I'm going about 10 minutes before I leave. Yeah, that's my general.
No, he's good. He's good to hang. Good show. Yeah.
I got a question for you about comedians in general. So I literally cold messaged Kappa Flapper to be like, hey, I like your style. Would you be interested in talking about cards? He replies back to me. We organize a date. He comes on the show. Then he refers me to Cole Legacy. Same thing. I message him. He comes on the show. You message me. It's easy. Everything's easy. You guys just want to work, want to do this stuff. Whereas I message people in the card industry and it just seems like pulling teeth to try and get them to be organize a date to get. So what's the culture in the comedic circles around working with each other, helping each other out, going onto podcasts, talk to me about that. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we're just all whores for attention. And it's like, there's a...
Did you say horse or whores?
Whores. We're all whores for attention, bro. You could have talked to me about Harry Potter or whatever. I would have given you an hour of my time to get my face on TV. Yeah, but no. Plus, it's weird. We're all into like little goofy niches and stuff. You know, me and Cole Legacy would have nothing to talk about if it wasn't for comedy and basketball cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just I don't know. It's just one of the little hobbies that makes us weird. What got you into basketball cards?
Really loved playing basketball when I was a little kid. Like I was one of those kids that just walked around with the ball underneath his arm and. Like every chance I got, I was either shooting or dribbling and annoying my mum bouncing the ball on the pavement. You know, those kids that were like that? Like that was just me. And then my theory about collecting is that I genuinely believe there's a genetic component to it because my grandfather was this like ridiculous collector. He just collected everything. So, and then when I found basketball cards and that fit into my pocket money budget, like that was what I spent my pocket money on. You know what I mean? So it just... I mean, I used to love like reading the statistics on the back of the cards and then reading the little stories that they, the little sort of footnotes they'd write about each player. And for a time, I feel like I would have known all of their names, maybe even their date of births, what college they went to. And I don't spend that amount of time reading the back of cards anymore. But when I was a little kid, I had them in the 9-pocket binders, and I just sit there and sort of read it almost like a book. Like it was, I just enjoyed
it. Do you think it's like a hoarding thing, or do you think it's more like the gambler's addict, or a bit of both?
I think for me, it's more about the collecting thing.
Yeah.
I think the secondary question is, do I enjoy gambling? And the answer is yes, I really do love gambling. But I would also say too, in terms of sports betting and gambling, I'm really, really bad at it. And I'm aware of my limitations, and I have closed down my sports betting account maybe 3 years ago now. Maybe more actually. And even though I do still think about gambling, I don't miss it at all, if that makes sense. Like I don't get any genuine pleasure from gambling. It's more just something that I did.
To the game.
I think I did it because I thought I could make money. But after a while, and you see your overall balance in your accounts, you're like, this is stupid. Like I'm not making money at all. This is costing me money. So yeah. And
so are you the sort of gambler that put all the money on the Knicks because the WWE wrestler put a curse on them? On the Cavaliers? Have you seen that story?
No, talk to me about that.
Oh, there's a WWE wrestler. He's like the next Undertaker type character. I want to say I can't guess his name. But there was like a whole thing that I think the Cavaliers pissed him off, so he cursed them out, and then they lost all the 4 series. So now he's like a random, unexpected New York Knicks hero, and they're like, "That's him, Dana Hosen." Yeah, and he's blackmailed the New York Knicks, saying, "Unless you get me courtside tickets with Timothy Chalamet and Kendall Jenner, I'll curse the Knicks as well." So he's just blackmailing people with this WWE gimmick. It's amazing.
I'll push back on this. I think that James Harden was the curse of the Cavaliers and not this Danhausen guy. I think Harden was bad in that series.
Yeah.
It's not like this was unforeseen either. His track history in the playoffs has been absolutely appalling. So who's actually surprised sitting here having this conversation? Honestly.
Yeah. I know. I mean, the Knicks are overdue as well. I think it'll be good to see the Knicks and because it's going to be the Spurs, right? Are you feeling the Spurs for the other team, or?
I genuinely believe that the Thunder are the best team in the league at the moment.
Yeah.
And while Wemby is absolutely insane, Fox is fantastic. Dylan Harper has been excellent in this series, like just excellent. I think that the cream will rise to the top and the Thunder will get there. They just...
Was there a game today?
I've actually been working today, so I haven't checked the scores. I should know this considering I do a sports trading card podcast about basketball, but...
Yeah, it was. Oh, no, so yeah, the Thunder... Well, you're right. The Thunder got up and they're 3-2 leading the series now.
Yeah. But I'll say the same thing that I've said about Detroit this year. Even if the Thunder win this series, the Spurs have had a fantastic season, and I would actually argue they're ahead of schedule. And same as the Pistons. Like, people were saying, oh, they should have made the finals or whatever. But 12 months ago, you wouldn't have been saying this about the Pistons. Like, what a fantastic year that they had.
What's it? Cade
Cunningham.
Cunningham. Isn't he only drafted 2 or 3 years ago?
It's his 5th year in the league. Yep.
So what, would he be like the LaMelo draft? And because when I got into card, it was
no. So LaMelo, I think LaMelo's the year before.
Yeah, because that's when I got into it when Zion Williamson came out, and every card was worth 2020.
All right, so let's talk about that. So you got into basketball cards during COVID. You've also touched on gambling. So let's talk about the COVID explosion, and if you can talk about your gambling preference and if this rolls over to your collecting, because I think this is a big topic of conversation at the moment. The owner of Burbank Sports Cards has been going on on and on and on about this, how he's losing the battle of his own card shop, which is, again, one of the biggest in the whole world, but he can't compete against online breakers. He's not getting the allocation that breakers get. Breakers are selling it, in his opinion, at too high of a price. He doesn't like the gambling component that goes along with it. And I know there's some hypocrisy in what he's saying, but I think it's an interesting conversation to be had. So I'm interested to hear on your personal preferences on sports, gambling, and basketball cards and how it all rolls in together.
Yeah, well, he's probably right. But it's just a weird, like I've come in at I got in through COVID because of, I was a required worker. So I was just making a ton of money in that time and had nowhere to spend it. So, randomly, I forget what they were called. MJ Breaks. I think they're a Melbourne crew. So I got into those dudes, and I brought 2 spots on the first one, and I got up both times. I got like a signed Larry Bird card and a signed Devin Booker college card. So I think that got the.
It's always the way, isn't it? You hit on your first break, and then they've got you hooked, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and so I caught the bug, and those dudes are cool. Like you get that card immediately. So I haven't I haven't broke with them a couple of times.
So I think originally MJ was Jono Michael. So Jono, if you're listening, shout out, mate. And I definitely want to get you on to the show to talk high-end cards.
Yeah, high props. If you're going to go with anyone, I highly recommend those dudes.
Well, we also have to shout out to our sponsor, Neon Trading Cards. They are the current king of live sports breaking in Australia.
Oh, I was just about to say how good Neon sports cards are. They are my top favorite, and then everyone else is second place by a country mile.
Wow, that was an amazing recovery, man. Good job. That was great.
Well, I was just more referring to my experience of working with them.
That's right. And that was the question I asked. Exactly, yeah.
But Neon's awesome. And so, yeah, I got caught into that. But now, and I kind of, because I don't have a huge amount of space, so I don't need like a ton of cards and stuff. I get into like the AFL cards. But with the basketball, I just like the hits and the slabbed cards. Like try to go after those.
Yeah.
But I see what the Burbank guy's talking about, because I mean, seeing how the Pokemon industry is being treated with like breakers and the sell-on boxes. They have like the vending machines, and they just stand in front of the vending machine, take all the stock, and then go back online and sell it at tenfold. So yeah, I think he's probably right that it's in a dangerous situation of like it's going to get outpriced by the regular collector.
Yeah, I don't disagree with what he's saying. Just like for the record, I think fundamentally what he's saying is correct, that if you're a purist, you want to be able to buy a box and sit down and have that experience of opening a box.
Yeah.
And ideally the price would be contained and it would be accessible to everybody. So what I'm about to say, that's fine. But the thing I will disagree with him on, and I think what he's probably missing the point about, is that not everyone can afford to buy a whole box, and not everybody has access to a sports card shop as good as Burbank.
Yeah.
And so now that we live in a digital era and people do want things instantly, the ability to go onto a live break platform and engage with people and have that experience, and I'm using the quotation marks there, I think that has actually changed the sports card game. And whether you like it or not, like this is now the era that we live in, and people will pay for that experience. I think that's the other thing about it too, is that people say, well, the cost is going up. But I mean, my observation of breakers now is either you are a popular breaker or you're not a popular breaker, and you have to be good at what you do to maintain that audience. And so, I think that the classic example of that is backyard breaks, because they've copped a lot of heat over time, but at the same time they do engage with a particular group of the hobby, and they're very, very entertaining. And look, some of the stuff they say is clearly not for the faint-hearted and it's inappropriate and all the rest of it. I get all that, but at the same time too.
So what's the controversy with them? Are they just shit talk a little bit?
They've had multiple instances of bad behavior, but I think for me the top 3 was they did a giveaway one day, and I think like a 1-of-1 card came out. It was like a $20,000 card. So instead of giving the card to the person, they basically just kept it. And then I think the part that they kind of made it worse was that they created like another account, and they were sort of chatting with the guy back and forward to try and smooth it over but keep the card. Then there was another instance when he was making a joke about his daughter giving her breast implants so she could go into OnlyFans to sell an account for that. And very, very black, dark humor. But I think what really rubbed people.
I mean, the first one's far worse than the gag. The gag's not great, but there was a dude that I saw. It was and we're just talking about like shitty break accounts. Well, not shitty, but like small. Like this was like a real small independent break in the UK, because this is pretty much my whole TikTok algorithm is like Pokemon and basketball breaks at the moment. But there was a dude in the UK, and he got either like a famous Liverpool player or a famous Manchester United player, and he's like, man, this card's worth £40,000. And he was doing like the giveaway thing as well. And he was like, and then he shut down the camera, closed all his accounts, and then no one ever heard from him. I think people were paying to be in the break, and then he just cut it all out, and it was just like, ugh. But that's kind of like the win, the yin yang of it as well. Like you're gambling, but as like a breaker that's brought the pack, you might make $10,000 on a break, but you're also risking giving away $100,000 card. So
I think that's the problem with Whatnot, is that a lot of people have eaten a lot of shit on that platform.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people have made a lot of money. And it's just finding that sort of happy ground, isn't it? Because and I think that actually reinforces what I was saying before. Either like you're a big popular breaker at the moment and you're not. And probably part of my own self-reflection about this is because I've broken since 17, 18 on Facebook. And just this week, I haven't technically announced it, and I'm not really planning to make an announcement, but I know it's over. Do I now try and keep going, and do I open up a Whatnot account? Because like that's where it's at the moment.
Yeah, I see Whatnot pop up. Is that just like eBay or something, or?
Yeah, so it's a live breaking platform, and it's the actual app itself is essentially being custom designed for breaking. So you can list teams in a PYT format. You can do rapid 30-second auctions for break spots, and then when people win, it automatically gets deducted out of their account, pays the breaker, and then they can go online and do the break. So essentially it's that whole experience where you enter into a room, everything's all automated, happens all very quickly. There's no 1 day or 2 days or a week to fill a break or any of this nonsense. It just happens. And so
have you tried it yet, or?
I'm on there and I've had a look, but it's just not really something. I'm going to do it at one point, but I just haven't done it yet, if that makes sense. And it's also my personality type too. Often I'll take a few months to think about something and actually pull the trigger and do it. But
does it feel a bit soulless, or? I
think it's more about, I'm very loyal to the people who I do break with. I sort of have a handful of people that I break with, and probably my preference is to keep with them, because essentially now like I'm friends with these people, and I enjoy going into their rooms, and I enjoy listening to, not hearing their voice, but hearing what they got to talk about. And if I do get into the live, I like to drop comments into it and talk to people during the live. And so it's like, well, I feel like maybe I need to find new breakers, or I need to find new friends that I want to break with. And so that's the other part of it too. And I think if I'm going to start again, I would go from ground zero and say to myself, okay, this is now like a new beginning for me. What do I actually want to do with my hobby money? Do I want to just start buying singles and trying to flip those to make a profit instead of going into breaks? Do you know what I mean? Like, do I just start buying my own sealed box once every 3 months and just doing my own rip instead? Like, I think that's probably what I will do if I am going to start again, because.
Well, can I give you some advice? What you should do is you should start doing breaks with Kappa, and then every time you pull out a card, he just mispronounces the name of the player. Just do that over and over again. And then you could probably turn that into a live show. Get Legacy on. Yeah.
I reckon Legacy would love it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got room in like card shops. You could probably do like a little 30-seater comedy show, half live break, half comedy show.
Oof, that's a concept.
Yeah. and then charge $1,000 a ticket, and everyone gets a card.
And what do we do if the 30 seats don't sell? That's the real question.
We don't give the other people cards. We just keep it.
We just keep the 25K.
Yeah, and then deactivate our accounts.
Do we need to put an asterisk onto this and tell people we're joking at this point?
I'm not. You can put an asterisk next to your name. This is my plan for 2027. This is how I'm going to move to Nashville. It's just...
All right, I'm out on this plan in that case. I can't help you with this.
Come on, man. Everyone's doing it.
Thank you to US Sports Cards Australia for your ongoing love and support. Big update from US Sports Cards Australia and Comcar. US Sports Cards Australia is currently transitioning to their new platform, ComCA. During this move, they have temporarily paused new submissions on the US Sports Cards Australia website while they merge products to the new system with numbers well over 50,000. And from me to you, Ross, congratulations on 50K, mate. I know how much work you've put into this. If you are keen to start listing your cards on Comcar, reach out to the team via Instagram, and that is comca.tradingcards. On Instagram, it's got a white background and blue logo lettering. Make sure to mention you're a Yukon Comp this listener. ComCA are continuing to look after the community. Special offer. Your first 100 cards will be scanned and uploaded for free as a Yukon Comp this listener. Continue to check in with comca.com.au, and thank you so much to Team US Sports Cards Australia and Comcar. Also, a huge shout out to Tom Brown from the US Sports Cards Australia stable. He has joined the Neon Trading Cards breaking team. And Tom, mate, we wish you all the best. Many happy days ahead breaking with Neon, and Neon, congrats on picking up Tom. And back to the show. All right, tell me about your theory on gambling. Are you a gambler? Do you enjoy the gambling component of it? Or is it for you, this is just how you buy cards and you think it's an effective price point for you to get in at?
I think it's more that, especially like so I told you that I'm more into like AFL cards because I think they're like $150 a box. AFL is my main sport. So like I target one team like the Fremantle Dockers. But with basketball, I've had, like I grew up playing basketball and stuff. So I've always had an interest. Well, you know how you were talking about before, how you had like, you'd read the stats on the back?
Yeah.
My whole thing was I would collect cards if the guy was taller than Michael Jordan, because for some reason I thought that made him better. Like if they were taller than Michael Jordan, that's, so a lot of Sean Bradley cards and Hakeem Olajuwon cards. And...
The Sean Bradley collection didn't work out, did it?
Oh, no, you had a couple of good Looney Tune cards. That's about it. Yeah. So, and now I just kind of, it's good because I don't really have a team in the NBA. It's more like just player watching. And then with the basketball cards, I can kind of get more invested in the team, where it's like each team's got their marquee player. Yep. But if I can get a card that's like the second or third, fourth best player on the team, then it kind of is like, makes you invested as like, so I got one here for, who was it? Jaden McDaniels. So that one?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's not the marquee player for Minnesota, but I also I'm kind of rooting for him to do better because it's a signed rookie card, you know what I mean? That one. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm kind of hoping that, he gets top billing at the Minnesota Timberwolves. So it kind of makes it fun like that. It's like an interesting way. The same way that you put on a sports bet for the basketball, you only watch the stats that certain players get. It's the same with the basketball cards.
Yeah.
That he's still playing for them, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think I love that prospecting part of NBA cards for sure. And I agree with you. I think it keeps you interested in watching players. And in some aspect, it's a little bit like playing fantasy basketball where you pick up these plays into your team and then you do become emotionally invested into them because you want them to, to do better for your team. I think it's exactly the same thing. Yeah. And I think I think it depends how far you take it. Like if you just bought one or two, you're a little bit invested. But if you've bought 50 or 100, then it becomes a bit more of an obsession for you, and you are genuinely watching the prices. Maybe every day, every second day, maybe once a week, depends on how much time you've got to check the pricing. Do you want to talk about the cards that you sent through to me? We can just sort of do like a quick hit and just do like a conversation around it. You've already done the LaMelo Ball. Talk to us about your Tie to Ivasa card.
So this was at that card show in Perth. This is so I don't know if Legacy. I had an MMA fight in 2019.
Okay.
And my trainer. Are you a big UFC guy?
I enjoy the UFC, but I can't tell you I've watched every single one. I'm very picky and choosy. Like I watched the recent fight with
Sean Strickland,
and he beat. I'm going to mispronounce his name.
Kazma. Yeah. I know who you're talking.
I watched that fight 3 times. That was the most exciting fight I've seen for such a long time. Yeah. I didn't expect him to win, and he just out-toughed the toughest guy in the world.
Yeah, and it was just weird.
That was my very low-key. I know nothing about the UFC, but that was my observation of it. God, that was a good fight. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have much knowledge of MMA. That's why I got knocked out in the first 90 seconds of my fight. But
oh shit, man, were you okay?
Yeah. Well, it's amateurs. If I punch you in the face 5 times and it doesn't look like you're going to bounce back, they kind of wrap it up. It's not like proper hammer fist.
Yeah. Cool. Good. Yeah. So they kept you safe and.
Yeah. There was one time. So he hit me 5 times. Like he was on top of me, and he hit me 5 times. 4 of them didn't hurt. One of them though, he hit me somewhere on the head, and the back of my teeth went cold. And the first thing was I wasn't going to tap, but it was also, ref, you got to fucking cancel this fight now. So, it was brutal. But
so you bought the referee a beer afterwards?
Nah, fuck no. But the dude that I fought was, because I was way bigger than everyone in my class, they had to get a ring in from another gym. And the dude that they brought in, his next fight was his first professional fight. Okay. And I watched that on, it was, I forget where it was, like ESPN or something. And he knocked that dude out in like 60 seconds. So I'm just like, yeah, fuck you. I'm way tougher than that motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
I did like a 20-week course. Yeah.
That's not really fair matchmaking then, is it?
It didn't matter. It did. They could have put Mike Tyson in there. Like after the 20 weeks, it was like, I've got to fight somebody. So.
Are you still chipping away at it or?
Nah. Well, so the reason why I brought it up was my trainer was a guy called Jack Della Maddalena, who was the welterweight champion. He's lost his last couple of fights, but he was the world champion at one stage. And like I don't get too deep into it. There's like a couple of fighters I like Sugar Shane O'Malley, Conor McGregor. But I do try to keep an eye on a lot of the Australian fighters. And Tai Tuivasa, he's just one of my. He looks like a dude that would have grown up in my neighborhood. Like he's a government housing dude, drinks beers out of shoes. Like he's me at 21. You know what I mean? So
look, and he's a likable. I agree with you. He's a likable guy, but my gut feeling about this kid is that he is insanely talented and he's not going to maximize it. I think that's my sort of feeling with this guy. He never comes in looking in amazing shape. And for me, for a professional athlete, I'm like, that's the least you can do is turn up in shape, No,
I think he comes in well, I'm not sure. Like when he first started, I think he came into tremendous shape, but he's got that fat athletic build. He's got that the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Yep. He's got that Tyson Fury body, but I think this is my prediction. This is what I'm calling. I think he's probably, because he's had 5 or 6 losses in a row.
Yeah,
I think he'll probably get cut, and I think he'll become like the biggest thing in bare knuckle boxing. I think that's what his next step is. I don't think he would go to one. I don't think he would do the one championship. I think he'll be offered a ton of money because he's that sort of character, that rough and rowdy, and I think he'll be a bare knuckle fighter.
I hope that isn't the case because I just think bare knuckle boxing is such a brutal sport that he might have 2 fights in that and then he's done. Like once they get cut from bare knuckle boxing, like some of the cuts just never heal, and then they.
Well, yeah, I mean it's well, the argument is that it's safer. Like it's I mean, it's uglier, but the safety comes from like the delusion of having protection on your hands. Where if it's bare knuckle boxing, you've got no protection on your hands, so you don't throw with as much impact with like that survival of like saving your hands for like a 12 match. I think they only do 5 rounds, but yeah, that was like the theory that because there's no protection on the hands, you don't throw it as hard.
I hope he stays in the UFC, but I agree with you. I think he's going to get cut almost imminently, and that's a shame for me. Yeah.
It does, but it's weird because who's the other one? I think it's Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker said, "I'm not going to be a champion, but I'm going to ruin a lot of dreams on the way." And I think Tai Tuivasa might be that. But who was the other one? I think they fought. He's the one that took his pants off in the fight. He used to be a big haymaker thrower, big black guy from Houston. I can't think of his name. Derek Lewis. Yeah, because my balls were hot. That's what he said.
Whatever Derek Lewis says, I'm agreeing with him.
Oh, Derek, there's one fight. He fought, I think he was a Swede, a big tall white guy. And this tall white guy probably had like about 12 inches on him and was just dominating Derek Lewis the whole fight. And then in the last 30 seconds, he just threw a big overhand right and knocked him out. And because everyone was waiting for him to throw this bomb. And by the last 30 seconds, like, he's cooked. And then he throws it. And it was, what did he get done for?
Assault.
Yeah.
Aggravated assault.
It happens. He went to prison? He did serve prison.
3.5 years, yeah.
It's probably that too. Where's that guy from? I mean, you can watch Derek Lewis highlights. You're not going to be disappointed. But
he's a beast, yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird sport. So this is, I was telling you the MJ breaks.
So this is the Larry Bird Mojo number 25 sticker autograph, just for who are listening on the podcast. Yep.
Yeah, so I got this quote. This is maybe like a $400 or $500 card last time I checked. MJ trading cards. So really happy with that. Because I'm like a old school Celtics fan as well. Like if I had to put all my eggs into one basketball team, it would be the Celtics because of that Irish connection.
Despite you wearing the New York hat. And is that because the Knicks made the final? I should have asked you that earlier.
No, this is the Mets.
Okay.
This is the Mets. And no, it's because my hair looks like shit and it was just behind me. They had a big trade. I was over in New York during Christmas and they did a big trade with a guy called, I want to say Soko. And a police officer came up to me and was like, "Oh, you must be really happy with the trade." And I'm like, "I'm just wearing it for the colors, bro. Like, I don't care about baseball. I don't mind baseball, but I'm not that in-depth into it."
You should have given him the Aussie nah, mate.
Yeah, no, mate. Yeah.
I got a question for you from Clearview Cards, actually. What compels you to collect certain players? Are there any factors that stand out?
Well, actually, I don't know if I send it to you. So these cards are worth nothing. I'm pretty sure the dude gave me money to take it off his hands. But,
that sounds like a good trade.
Yeah. So this is just like my childhood, essentially. So I got Sean Kemp. That's like a busted up card.
Yeah, sick.
Sean Kemp again. So Sean Kemp used to be my favorite before they got rid of the Sonics. Larry Johnson, that's another favorite. So I'm a very big 90s fan. And then White Chocolate, Jason Williams. This is
no, you did say this. Yeah, we'll get. Yeah, I got this one. I'll put them back up.
So me and Legacy were just like looking for like 90s cards. So Larry Johnson I was a big fan of Larry Johnson. That was when I was really into basketball with like Muggsy Bogues and Alonzo Mourning. Yep. And they had the coolest kit. They had the coolest merch. But yeah,
only the cool kids had the starter jacket of the Hornets, right?
What's that?
Only the cool kids had the starter jacket.
Everyone had it. Yeah. Everyone. Yeah.
Do you remember Larry Johnson doing the L symbol with his arm after he made a basket?
No. I need to watch.
Someone needs to bring that back to the NBA, like Landry Shamet after he makes a three, just like does the L with his arm, like Larry Johnson used to do.
Oh, they kind of do with like the turning and shit. Do you remember who was it that did that dunk?
D Brown.
D Brown, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like everyone would do it. Like none of us could dunk as kids, so we used to always just do layups. That was the goofy shit ever. And the other cool thing that I had, I wish I had it now, was I had a Phoenix Suns starter kit. You know, the warm up kit with like the rip off pants. Remember rip off pants and shit was like the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
So inconvenient though, like doing up all the buttons. Like I'm too lazy for that sort of stuff, man.
Oh, when you're a kid, it's not like that many buttons. You know what I mean? So
that's that many buttons too many for me, man. You have no idea how lazy I am. Yeah. What's your favorite Larry Johnson moment?
I couldn't give you one. I used to have all like the VHSs and stuff like so watching that. Maybe the Grandma commercial.
Yeah,
because that was. I think that because there's like a whole story behind that. There's like a backstory about how Larry Johnson. They worked on his shoe together. They had like this whole campaign, and it was like a gnarly street ball, sort of really cool. And then he was like, "Fuck yeah, we'll do that one." And then he got to set, and he just saw like the big big mama's house costume, and was like, "What's this?" And it's like, "Oh, we've gone in a different direction." So apparently, another player got his cool commercial, and he got like the Plan B, Larry Johnson's grandmama. Yeah. Because that was a cool era of like basketball sneakers. Because my favorite ones are still the Sean Kemp Kamikazes. Still the best.
Yeah, that was an iconic ad. All right, Jason Williams, this card here.
And
so this is an insert from Donruss Optic, the Express Lane. My question to you: who would win in a one-on-one battle, Jason Williams or John Stockton? Man,
Well,
this has really stumped you, hasn't it? I didn't expect this would be so tricky.
Well, because if you're talking about that era of the Kings versus like the Utah Jazz,
Prime Williams versus Prime Stockton, yeah.
But we're talking about their teams, right? Because like
just one-on-one, Who's going to win, Jason Williams or Stockton? Yeah,
I think Jason. So if it's the first to 11, Jason Williams gets up 5-0, and then John Stockton like starts playing nasty and wins 11-8. Because he was a bit of a dirty player, John Stockton. On the rumors, So I reckon he might like chip him in the ribs a couple of times, and
I thought Jason Williams would win just because he's got all that like insane handle, trick moves. I thought maybe Stockton would have a bit of trouble.
Well, that was what I was thinking about because I think that his team on the Kings that took it to like Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal in that final series. Well, that team would dominate the Utah Jazz.
Well, okay, this might be a bit of a faulty memory thing, but he was traded for Mike Bibby, and Mike Bibby led that team against the Lakers.
Was he not in that team?
Nah, he got traded for Mike Bibby.
Where did he go? Memphis straight after that.
Yeah.
Well, if he was in that team, they would have beaten Shaquille O'Neal and fucking Kobe Bryant.
All right, tell us about your Cooper Flag rookie card.
Well, these ones
Top's flagship.
Yeah, so I've already looked at these. I don't know if I got hustled or if this is like because this is my first proper convention was the Perth one, but the dude, it was like the last half hour of like the convention, and he was like, "Man, if you want to take a couple of these, I'll give them to you for like $15 each or like 2 for $20." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll get 2 of them." So I got the 2 different Cooper Flag cards at $10 each, but I'm not sure if they're like $1 or what. They're not graded. So
you paid $10 for a Cooper flagship base rookie card?
No, yeah, $10. Well, 2. I got 2. I got the other. I'm not sure if I sent you the other Cooper Flag one, but they came in like a little bundle.
I reckon that is actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at it.
It's actually crazy how far the prices come down, like quickly on some cards. Because if you hit that in a break, you'd be like super happy. Yeah, $4.25 American raw.
So give or take, it's about
that's totally fine. And to get the card in your hand, you don't have to pay for postage. You know.
So you're saying I did get ripped off?
No, I don't think you did. I think
I got.
I just think no. I just think it's crazy. Like,
you get hustled.
no. My point is though that if you bought the Mavericks in a team break, it might have been say $50, and
Yeah,
then you hit the rookie of the guy that you want to get, and then it's
Yeah,
a $10
definitely.
card. Like that's.
I
the
mean, I
thing that's
wasn't
crazy.
I wasn't looking to make $1 million off the card. It just would have been cool just to have to say that I got it. You know.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to do that with like 90s cards. So I don't care how much they cost. I just like having a cool player from like my era. If that makes sense. Yeah.
The next one here is your Topps Chrome insert, inspirational Cooper Flag. Talk to us about this.
So that was part of the 2-for-1 deal. So $15 each or 2 for $10. So this was the other one. It's just a pretty looking card.
Yeah.
And a bit different. I like the previous one better because it's like that traditional sort of card.
Yeah. Vertical.
This is a nice
what's your favorite insert of all time?
I couldn't tell you. The one that I do like is, have you seen, I think the Topps Chrome, they have like Wemby on the cover and it's like the background's all spaceship stuff. It's all like
the cosmic cards.
Dude, they look cool. They are a cool collection.
Yeah.
And then also the I'm not sure if these are the same things you're talking about. The anime cards. Remember they went crazy, like the Wemby on a spaceship, and then I think Steph Curry was cooking. I like that.
They're the manga cards. I think you're talking about.
Yeah, the manga card. Yeah, and then there was LeBron, Wemby. Yeah, but they go for crazy prices.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. What's that?
So
30 grand.
That sold for 27, nearly 28,000 USD for the PSA 10. I'll actually try and find that in the index because I think there's been a bit of movement on these.
What, up or down?
I actually think down.
So what was the question? You said, what's your favorite insert?
Yeah, your favorite insert. Yeah.
So what's that mean? Is that like the cool card that you get with like a normal?
Okay,
pack?
so for example, this is a card that just comes out of the set. So just say they make 300 cards in the set. That's like the base set, and then they'll make inserts. So for example, this is an example of an insert, the inspirational.
Yeah.
And they make different inserts in each set. And in the Panini era, Select did the most outrageous inserts. They just did whatever the hell they wanted to do and just sort of threw stuff at the wall, and some of it would stick and some of it wouldn't. This is my personal favorite low end. So these are only a couple of dollars each.
Yeah.
I love these. I just think because it's basically tapping into it's ripping off NBA Jam. It's got the big head. It's from Mosaic, which again is like another personal favorite of mine. I love that Mosaic finish on cards. And look at that. That costs $1. Like, I think for $1 you just can't go wrong with these. So
is that the card that you want, or is that just the style that you like?
I have this one in my collection, but I just generally like that particular insert set. And I also I actually just did a segment on this last week, and it's really just sort of solidified it in my head of like what's
that Wemby one? Not that one. There's that one. Yeah. Oh no. I think 2 up.
All right, so if we just talk about this one just for 2 seconds. So this is the green parallel of that card. It's the Victor Wembanyama green reactive Jam Master. That sold for 24 USD. I think for a rookie card long term, and that sold in May 26. Again, I really think these are floating under the radar. And this is the one here.
What was that? That was today. Sold today.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So this one here, it's just a bad photograph, man. It looks like it's black. But that's just the base one of that. So that doesn't have any.
Yeah. I thought it was more of a city from the ground. I thought it was like a city skyline.
All right, here's your next one. 1995 Classic Images, Shaquille O'Neal, PSA 7. It's got him matched up with Alonzo Mourning. Talk to us about this card.
Yeah. So I had a card very similar to this growing up as a kid. I saw the lady, and this was like me and Legacy were there like towards the end. And apparently she held on to this for like ages and couldn't get rid of it. I was like, I think it cost me maybe $30 maybe, because I only wanted it for I had it as a kid. Shaq was on it and Alonzo Mourning was on it. But then I realized it's one of the ones that doesn't have the license. That's why it doesn't have magic on the chest. I started noticing a lot of stuff where I was like, oh, fuck, I kind of... Having the magic on the chest is kind of like the big deal of it. But no, it's a nice...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably worth nothing now, but it was just a nice little card. Because he was like... They're two of my favourite players from that era.
It's so funny, isn't it? You remember the cards you had from when you were a kid.
Yeah. Because I remember that was like a big one where it was... And I don't know whether it was just because they're both taller than Michael Jordan, but I just remember like that's a cool looking card.
They're definitely both taller than 6'6", man. That fits your collecting criteria, definitely. You may or may know this. I'm a huge Kill Tony fan.
Yeah.
You're planning to go over to Tennessee. I'm assuming you're going to try and go to the mothership and get onto the show, right?
Well, you know that I was the opener for when he came to Australia. No. Yeah, so there's
talk to us more about that.
That's the tour poster when I opened for him.
Sick.
And then so these are all the people that I've opened for as a little collection. So you got Tom Grant and then Tony Hinchcliffe, Theo, Steve-O, yeah. And then some Ninja Turtles.
Do you want to name drop any more, man? You can if you want. It's totally fine.
No, I won't name drop, but can I show you some other cool posters that I got that I think you'd dig?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. So I brought this on eBay, and this is one of this used to hang up in my room as a kid, and I found it on eBay. Yes. Do you remember these posters?
Yeah, man.
The the Infinity series. So I got that one.
So that's the Charles Barkley, and you've got it framed.
Charles Barkley one.
Yep.
And then I got the Shaquille O'Neal one.
Sweet.
Yeah. The other one I really wanted to get was Charles Barkley playing Godzilla. There's like a Japanese poster of that, and it's the coolest poster. Him in like the most 90s gym outfit you've ever seen, playing Godzilla on like a small city. Yeah.
I feel like you should buy that sooner than later, because that's the type of thing that will just go up for some stupid reason, and then it'll be unaffordable, you know?
I think it's up now, but I just want like the image. Like I wouldn't care if it was like a repress or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure. I remember the commercial. This was my favorite commercial and favorite pair of shoes ever is the Sean Kemp Kamikaze, where he plays one-on-one with an alien with 4 or 6 arms. Reebok commercial.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, you got to watch that now, bro. Let's get that up. My favorite pair of shoes, and there's a comedian, Adam Ray. He wore them on stage, and I was just like, I have to find out where he got these adult Kamikaze shoes. And I opened for him in Detroit, and I asked him where he got his shoes from, and he thought it was the weirdest, most inappropriate question. And kind of looked at me like I was a fucking dickhead. This is when like Reebok were like pumping out killer commercials. Yeah, these shoes.
I have no recollection of this at all.
Oh man, these are the best.
This almost looks a bit like Mortal Kombat-esque.
Yeah, it would have been like 95. It would have been that era. If you look up, I won't tell you like a Kill Tony story, but I'll tell you about. Did you ever get bullied for a pair of basketball shoes?
No.
Okay, I got bullied in primary school for having Kevin Johnson's Converse shoes because they were black, but they had pink on them. I got bullied for these. Everyone just said I had pink shoes. They were like 99.9% black with like the tiniest bit of like light purple tinge, but like being government.
How do you say you grew up in Australia without saying it?
You got bullied?
For pink shoes, right?
Pink shoes, yeah. Yeah, these ones. They're called Converse Run and Slam Kevin Johnson 1993. Yeah, so I had those shoes and I was getting picked on.
That is barely pink, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's a shade of pink. It's not even pink. That's like fuchsia.
It's salmon.
But that's more like the Phoenix Suns color scheme, isn't it?
Yeah, but I got called all sorts of names for wearing pink lady shoes. And but so
we're not sometimes the most progressive in Australia, are we?
Yeah, I'm not a big. I mean, I'm still not a Kevin Johnson fan after the amount of bullying I got, because I was only allowed one pair of shoes a year. And it was like, you go all out. So I had these ones. And it was weird. I always played like my best game of basketball when they were like brand new. And then like the more I wore them, the less skilled at basketball I got. If you had a brand new pair of basketball shoes, you played the best.
You're unstoppable. Yeah, you're going to win that week. Yeah.
And it was also, remember when And One was big? I remember having like, you remember the And One era, like the early 2000s, late 90s? Yeah. So I remember, this is the era that I played. So I remember we were called the Melville Mavericks. And we had like grey shorts with a black jersey. But remember where you used to wear like the undershirt on the singlet? Yep. Like the muscle, you have like a muscle singlet underneath your jersey. That was the best I ever played basketball, with like some And Ones.
Tell us about your Tony Hinchcliffe story. I'd love to hear this.
I had some heat from winning a comedy competition, and I had one of the agencies looking after me, and they offered me to be the opener in either Sydney or Melbourne. So I chose Melbourne because my mum's side of the family is all from Melbourne, and they came watch me. Yeah. And I opened for him, did really well, but he was like, "You don't do any fucking magic, do you?" And I'm like, no, I don't do magic. But apparently the night before, a dude who opened for him in Sydney did nothing but like magic tricks, and his audience just hated him, and then they just roasted him, and they thought I might be another magician. And I had like, at the time, I had like a bunch of serial killer material that like was hit and miss, but it was like pretty smart. I did one about Jeffrey Dahmer. No, but it was about how serial killers get a bad rap, you know. And then I kind of swung that into the Dreamworld disaster, you know.
They got dragged into the conveyor belt on that big. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. So the joke was John Wayne Gacy he did a lot for they get a bad rap. Like John Wayne Gacy did a lot of charity and fundraising work. Sure, he killed a couple of kids, but fuck, so did Dreamworld. Like, why the double standards? And I did that. I opened, and that was like the reason why he kind of said it off the cuff, like, "Oh, you're going to open up all my shows in Australia." The lady that ran the tour heard that, and that's pretty much why I opened for him every time he came out here. So it was good.
That's sick, man.
Yeah. And then I got to open for, if you watch the Australian Kill Tony episode, I think that's 2019. He names dropped me a bunch of times, not in a positive way. Just at the time, my look, I wanted to look like a cowboy, so I've got like a big Stetson cowboy hat, and he borrowed my cowboy hat to put all the names of pull the names out of the hat.
Yeah, and
he borrowed my I think it was like a $200, $300 Stetson cowboy hat, and then he's just abusing the shit out of me. Oh, remember that idiot wearing a cowboy, that fat idiot wearing a cowboy hat? This is that big dumb hat he was wearing. Kind of giving me shit about cowboy hat. And then like 2 years later, that motherfucker's walking around with a giant cowboy hat like that was his fucking gimmick. So you fucking piece of shit. Nah, he's great.
What he's done for comedy is amazing.
100%.
The way that he runs that show gives all these people opportunities. The 1 minute segments of it, like the whole thing is just, he's turned comedy into like live breaking, basically. I think that's another way of saying it. Yeah.
100%. And it's, he's also kind of, it's weird he gets called like all the names under the sun, but he's also given a platform for like traditionally people that would have probably been like bullied and outcast in the comedy scene. So a dude that I know, so I did, last year I did the Cleveland Comedy Festival, and there was one dude, and he still had my favorite joke. I won't say it, but you got to find it. That dude, he had like schizophrenia and stuff like that from the Cleveland Comedy Festival. Real intense dude, but he had like a lot of banger one-liners. He was on Kill Tony yesterday, and he received like the golden ticket. And this is a dude that was
wow,
bullied a lot, like in the early 2000s from like the Bill Burrs and stuff on like Opie and Anthony. And he's like just stuck at it for like 20 years and then just got his shot on Kill Tony randomly and kind of like just showed everyone that oh no, he's actually like a beast. Yeah. And I remember seeing, I hung out with him in Cleveland, but he had one of my favorite jokes about Captain America. So if you can find it, it's a banger.
All right. Can you just help me out then? Because I definitely will want to try and look this up. Can you please tell me the comedian's name?
It should be Cleveland comedian, and it's Martin Molly.
Martin Molly?
Yeah. Oh, Malloy.
Martin Malloy?
Yeah. I just look, if you're on.
Is that a joke name, paying homage to like Tony Martin and Mick Malloy?
No, he's.
Or is that a coincidence?
It's a coincidence.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's from Cleveland. Yeah.
We're actually at an hour and a half.
Yeah, man. This has been the easiest podcast I've ever done.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, man. It's just talking about all the goofy shit that I love and someone that doesn't give me shit for
it. Can we just do one more topic and then we'll finish off?
Yeah, 100%, brother.
So why don't we
I'm unemployed now, so we can make this a 6-hour podcast if you like.
I need to correct you on that. You're not unemployed, you're self-employed.
Well, yeah, that's true. But so last Saturday, I had my first paid gig for like 2 weeks into comedy. I got my first paid gig. And if I stayed at my normal job, I would have made 98.5% more money than I did from the gig. But, it was worth it.
This year's winner was SGA. The finalists were Nikola Jokic and Victor Wembanyama. Talk to us about him winning. Who do you think should have won? Who got ripped off the most? What's your MVP take?
I mean, I'm glad he won because it makes my last card worth a lot more. It just keeps making it go up in value. I don't know. I think Wemby, I think they're both good winners, but I think because Wemby's probably got like a bigger profile now, it's kind of a bit more controversial. And then Jokic is always going to be in it pretty much till he retires, I think. He's always... Well, how many has he won now? 6?
Yeah, he's won 3. Yeah.
3. Because there was the whole thing about if he wins more, then they kind of have to... Well, that was the thing why Joel Embiid won. That was the whole argument because it was...
Because he'd won so many, they have to give it to somebody else.
That, and there was also like, are we going to actually put Nikola Jokic in the greatest of all time bubble? You know what I mean? He's always a good winner. But those 3 are probably the top 3. Well, what are your 2 cents?
If you had a vote, who would you have voted for? I think that's the next most important question.
Dude, I'm dumb. I would have gone Wemby because I've got his jersey and he's one of my favorites.
Yeah. And
he's also got like the coolest highlight reel. But I think if a more traditional player would probably Jokic maybe. But Shea probably was legitimate.
For me, if I had a vote, it would be Jokic. And for me, it's not even close. My argument for that is just that he is the best basketball player in the world, in that if you give him the ball, you've got the best chance at getting the ball in the basket, and whether he does it or he sets someone else up. I think a little bit of the problem with Jokic is he makes everything look so easy and effortless, whereas with SGA, everything's sort of a big performance, a lot of diving on the floor, a lot of those sort of high impact drives. I get it. All the highlights are there for him. And the other thing that probably compounded and what sealed the deal at the end of the day, this is the thing. Like, if you look at the record here, the Thunder won 64 games and the Nuggets won 54.
Yeah.
In between that, you've got the Spurs at 62. To me, there's no coincidence that the top 3 teams in the West are also the top 3 vote getters in the MVP race, because it's such an interesting argument for me is that even though they say it's an individual award, the team success does factor into it.
Yeah.
And I personally hate that. Like, I think this award should be just for the personal performance and nothing else. Because at the end of the year, the team award is the NBA championship. The best team will be awarded with the ultimate presentation and the ultimate trophy, which is the championship trophy. So that's my take on it. I personally think Jokic's been robbed, and not just once now. Like, the year that Embiid won it, I do understand why people voted for him, but at the end of the day, I think we're going to look back at that, and that's just going to be, an egregious, outrageous award. Then the last 2 years for Jokic, for SGA, look, last year he probably deserved to win it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then this year I get the argument of why. Like, it's tough not to vote for him. So I think the real fun one is going to be the year after, because, your argument that you're putting forward for Jokic if SGA wins 3 in a row and no one else steps forward to take that award from him, that really does put him into elite conversation.
How many did Jordan win?
And the Barkley year, that was the real controversial year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Elijah one year, he was retired. David Robinson, he was retired again.
Yeah, because there was the story.
He won 5.
There was a Charles Barkley story. I'm not sure if it's like the 93 finals, but because they were mates, Michael Jordan brought him a Rolex. Did you see? Oh, yeah, it probably would have been on the Last Dance. And he brought him a Rolex just to like kind of soften him up in the lead up to the finals.
Yeah.
Just elite. What was it? Psychological warfare. Tom, how many is LeBron James won? It would be close.
4.
4 as well. Yeah. Well, yeah. If that's probably why Jokic is. You kind of got to argue whether he's like Jordan and LeBron.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant's only won the 1.
I mean, the problem with Kobe wasn't whether he was the best player in the league. It was whose team he was on. He was always on really good teams. Like being with Shaq, it's so hard to get great numbers. And then when he was with Paul Gasol, I suppose that's not the greatest sidekick. But at the same time, those teams were so deep, man. Like they had Lamar Odom coming off the bench. Like, it's nuts. Thank you so much for coming on, man. This has been absolutely sick. I would love to do this with you again. And
100%, man.
Yeah, just thank you for your time and best of luck doing what you're doing, because it's a massive, huge risk that you're taking, and I really hope it plays out for you.
Yeah, me too, man. And then hopefully next time you see me, I've got a bunch of new cards that I can talk and brag about on this podcast.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, next time you come to Melbourne, please shoot me a message. I'd love to come down and check your show out. So,
hell yeah. Sounds good.
Sick.
Probably it'll be a minute, but I'll hopefully get over there soon.
Yeah, great. Thanks everyone for tuning in this week. We'll catch you next time.
Cheers, guys.